Civilizations, like stars, have life cycles. They are born, they flourish, and eventually they fade. Our current industrial civilization is no different. We are at a crossroads, facing a period of decline. The signs are all around us. Resource depletion, climate change, and social unrest are testing the very foundations of our way of life. The choices we make today will determine the fate of our civilization. The decline of civilizations is not a new phenomenon. History is replete with examples of once great societies that crumbled under the weight of their own contradictions. The Roman Empire, the Mayans, the ancient Greeks, all experienced periods of growth, stagnation, and eventual collapse. Each left behind valuable lessons for those who followed. Will we heed these warnings from the past, or are we destined to repeat the mistakes of those who came before us? The stakes have never been higher. The decisions we make in the coming years will have repercussions for generations to come. We must confront the challenges before us with courage, wisdom, and a shared sense of responsibility for our planet and for each other. The future of human civilization hangs in the balance. The decline we are experiencing is not a random act of fate. It is the result of specific choices and actions, or in some cases, inaction. Our over-reliance on fossil fuels has brought us to the brink of climate catastrophe. Short-term thinking and a relentless pursuit of profit have taken precedence over the long-term health of our planet and its people. Authoritarianism and the suppression of dissent stifle innovation and prevent us from finding solutions to the complex problems we face. Efforts to protect the fossil fuel industry actively hinder progress towards a sustainable future. This resistance to change, fueled by greed and a fear of the unknown, only accelerates our descent. We have created a system that prioritizes individual gain over the collective good. A system that values short-term profits over long-term sustainability. A system that perpetuates inequality and undermines the very foundations of our society. This is not a sustainable path. We must break free from the shackles of this outdated paradigm and embrace a new way of being, a way that values cooperation over competition, sustainability over short-term gain, and the well-being of all people and our planet over the enrichment of a few. The time for change is now. Despite the daunting challenges we face, there is reason for hope. We are on the cusp of a technological revolution that has the potential to transform our world in profound ways. Advancements in clean energy, artificial intelligence, and biotechnology offer a glimpse of a brighter future. Imagine a world powered by clean, renewable energy, a world where artificial intelligence helps us solve complex problems, from climate change to disease eradication, a world where biotechnology allows us to grow food more efficiently and sustainably, feeding a growing population without further degrading our environment. These are not pipe dreams. The technology exists today. What we need now is the political will and the collective courage to embrace these solutions and create a future worthy of our children and grandchildren. However, technology alone is not enough. We must also undergo a transformation of our values and behaviors. We must embrace a more sustainable way of life, one that consumes less, wastes less, and prioritizes the health of our planet over material possessions. The next 5 years are critical. The decisions we make during this pivotal time will determine the trajectory of human civilization for centuries to come. We are rapidly approaching a point of no return, a precipice beyond which the worst effects of climate change may become irreversible. We can no longer afford to kick the can down the road. The time for complacency is over. The time for action is now. We must demand that our leaders take bold action to address climate change, transition to clean energy, and create a more just and sustainable world. This is not a challenge for any one nation or group of people to solve alone. This is a global crisis that requires a global response. We must come together as a species, transcending our differences, and work together to secure a future for all. The clock is ticking. Let us not waste another moment. Scientists have identified 9 planetary boundaries, limits within which humanity can safely operate. These boundaries represent the safe operating space for our planet, the limits we must respect if we are to avoid catastrophic environmental change. We have already crossed 6 of these boundaries. This is a stark warning, a clear indication that we are pushing our planet beyond its limits. We are living in a state of ecological overshoot, consuming resources faster than the Earth can replenish them and polluting the environment at an unsustainable rate. The consequences of exceeding these boundaries are severe and far-reaching. Climate change, biodiversity loss, ocean acidification, deforestation. These are just some of the interconnected crises we face as a result of our unsustainable practices. The longer we wait to act, the more difficult and costly it will be to avert disaster. We must heed the warnings of scientists and take immediate action to reduce our impact on the planet. We must transition to a circular economy, one that minimizes waste and pollution and keeps resources in use for as long as possible. We must embrace sustainable practices in all aspects of our lives, from the food we eat to the energy we consume. The challenges before us may seem insurmountable, but we must not give in to despair. We have the knowledge, the tools, and the resources to create a sustainable future. What we need now is the will to act. This is not a burden to be shouldered by future generations. This is our responsibility here and now. We must reject the allure of complacency and defeatism. We must embrace the power of collective action and demand a better future for ourselves and for all life on Earth. A sustainable future is not a utopia, a distant dream. It is a choice we can make today. It is a choice that requires courage, compassion, and an unwavering commitment to the well-being of our planet and all its inhabitants. Let us choose wisely. Let us choose a future where humanity thrives in harmony with nature, where prosperity is shared by all, and where future generations inherit a healthy and vibrant planet. The future is in our hands. And the path ahead is clear. We can continue down the road of unsustainable practices toward a future defined by climate chaos, resource scarcity, and social unrest. Or we can choose a different path, one that leads to a sustainable and equitable future for all. The choice is ours. We can choose to be the generation that allowed our civilization to collapse under the weight of its own excesses, or we can choose to be the generation that turned the tide, that embraced a new way of being, and that secured a brighter future for all. Collapse is not inevitable. Rebuilding is possible, but we must act now, with urgency and determination. The future of human civilization, the future of our planet, hangs in the balance. Let us rise to the challenge. Let us be the change we wish to see in the world. Let us create a future worthy of our highest aspirations.